Welcome to another tutorial, guys. Today we're talking about dots manipulation, types of dots, and how to transfer dots from one point to the other points. Right here we have the two basic bodies, which is the front and back basic bodies, which from our previous tutorials I've shown videos on how we actually got this space. So if you haven't watched our video on that, please do go right ahead and go back and watch it. On this front block, we have two dots, which is the waist dot and the side dots. So now I'm going to transfer this onto another block and show you different types of dots that have been used in the industry. So here are the different types of dots I will be introducing to us today. So these are different types of dots radiating from one center point. In our previous video, I have shown you that point is called the pivot point or the apex, which is the fullest part of your bust. That is a point where all these dots radiate from and are being transferred from one point to the other point. So I'll be transferring this over on a half scale mannequin for better illustration. So as you can see, when we place it this way, you see where the dot lines are facing. So what we're doing right now is same as draping on the bodice form. Remember, if you have watched our previous tutorials, you know we did this exact thing. And voila, here we have it. So I believe here it's self-explanatory from the way the dot lines are placed. So I believe illustration will be much easier right now. So from how the dot legs are positioned and radiating from the point of radiation, we can see where the names have been derived from. This is the center front line and that is the center front bust line. And the center front neckline, the mid neckline, which is gotten from the center front of the neck width, halfway. And we have the mid shoulder, which is derived from the half width of one shoulder. And we have the shoulder tip, which is also at the very tip of where you connect your sleeves from. And we have the armhole line, which is at the armhole sink line, the side or under bust dot line, which is 2 cm under the bust, and the French dots. And we have the waist dot where we have our excess and the center front waist line. So these are the most common dot points used, but you can actually direct your dots into whatever direction you want them to face, as long as it passes through the pivot point or the apex points. So currently right now we have our dots or rather our excess on the waistline. So you can actually move the dots on the waistline, which is there, into whatever direction you want it to be. It could be either any of those points as pointed, or if you want to manipulate, you could create your own creative dot legs in either of that direction or this direction or this direction, whichever direction that suits you, as long as it passes through the apex points, the pivot point right there. And of course you don't distort your pattern and then it has an exact fit even after manipulation. So now we move over to another illustration of transferring dots from one side to another side. If you haven't liked this video at this stage, please kindly do that and comment and share it to your friends to also learn something valuable. Okay. So we're going to be using this for illustration. We have the waist and the underarm dot here. We will be transferring the underarm dot to the armhole. So we're finding the midpoint of the armhole and connecting it straight to the apex point. We draw a straight line which indicates where our excess on the underarm will be transferred to. Now, in transferring this excess from the side to the armhole, we are going to cut to the apex point right there, not through, to just that point, and then we sellotape the two ends together, tape it down, and then we would have a little bulge. As you can see, it's folding in. That's to let you know that yes, the excess has been taken out, and now we can actually transfer it over to where we drew the line. In that manipulation, whatever you want to manipulate, after the manipulation, your pattern is meant to lie down flat. That's why we snip to the apex and not through. Just at that dotted line, we stop right there. So now we can see the importance of the apex, or the pivotal point, as the name is, pivot point. It's a central point where all the darts are being transferred and makes ease for manipulation. Here is our final look. Thank you guys for watching today's tutorial, and if you have been following up, you could tell us what darts we created below.